All right, Lady Ada, what is this?
Hey everybody, and welcome to Show and Tell. It's me, Lady Ada, with me, Mr. Lady Ada, doing the Show and Tell as the original tellers. We're going to check in with some folks from the Adafruit community, and other people are welcome. We're in Discord. Come on by. All you need is a webcam and something to show off. Could be electronics, could be sewing, could be crafting, could be woodworking, could be anything. We'd love to see it. We'll be here for the next 25 minutes. Okay, let's kick it off. Who's first?
All right, and what you got going on tonight?
Well, it's obvious that I have a thing for old computers, and this little gem popped up on the Chinese website. It's called the Pocket 386. It's
we got one of those.
Yeah, and I guess the hand 386 went out of production or something. So this one is a little bit different as far as what's going on. The documentation comes with it, of course, is very light. So I'm running it through its paces, seeing what's what. Going to try to make sense of all these dongles that plug into the back rather than having real ports. I got the ISA bus expansion for the back, so I'll add in some old ISA cards and see what's going on. So I started an Adafruit Playground note that's gathering all this information. You can go to Adafruit-playground.com, and if you're thinking about one of these or have one of these and you're trying to think what I have a question or what's going on, hopefully I've answered it, and if not, you can drop me a line and I'll try to put things in there. So I'm having fun.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
We'll show this off during the Learn section of Ask an Engineer. We talk about playgrounds and more. There's a couple new guides. Yeah, this is neat because there's so much hardware that isn't accessible anymore, but there's accessories, so you can probably eventually I have that DOS thing that won't work in emulation for whatever reason, so you could do real hardware stuff with it.
Yeah, and there's even some GPIO on the back, although that's very undocumented-ish.
Yeah, there's probably some register map. It probably goes through like a serial to GPIO expander type thing.
I don't know. I was looking at the main chip is one of those all-in-one chips. I was looking at the data sheet, and you have to out to some register and do some stuff. I don't know. It might be hackable. So
all right, yeah. Get your .coms going. All right.
Alrighty. All right. Thanks so much. And come back and when you get something running on it, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on back.
Right. Play Doom. All right. Next up.
Dan, what you got going on this week?
The once-a-year Dan appearance.
Right.
Love it.
Hi.
Hi.
So I'm going to tell you about some things that are coming up for CircuitPython 9.1.0, which we're working on. And I just released beta 4 about half an hour ago. And probably the most interesting thing that's in there is that we have much better BLE support on expressive chips now. That includes the ESP32 and ESP32S3 and the C3 also. And so what I've got here to show you, I'll just give a very brief demo of what's going on. I've got a Metro ESP32S3 from Adafruit here, and it's running 9.1.0 beta 4, and you can see in the window there. And then I've got a couple of BLE peripheral devices here. So I've got, first of all, this is a barbecue thermometer. You can get on Amazon for like $10 or so. I think that it's changed since I bought this one, but this is what I got.
It's like a generic, yeah.
They're pretty generic, and it uses a pretty generic protocol. So, and then also on my arm here, I've got a heart rate monitor. It's also kind of generic. There's a very standard heart rate monitor profile for.
Okay, we want internal body temperature and heart rate.
Right. Well, that's right. So I can stick this down my throat, and then you'll see my heart rate at the same time. So first, I'll turn on the heart rate monitor, and in the window there, now I'm running really simple test programs, so they might fail once, and if I restart them, they'll work. That's just because they don't recover These are the examples from the library for this thing. So it found the heart rate monitor that's here. It's connecting.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, Scotch.
What brand it is.
Yeah, I've got a Scotch one too. Okay.
It's actually not on my wrist, but that's what it thinks it is.
Okay. All right. Now get really excited.
When I was not on TV here, it was about 58. But you can
I know. It's always nerve-wracking. Okay, but you're starting to calm down a little bit. Okay, that looks good.
Yeah. All right. Now let's try the same thing. Let's try it with barbecue thermometer.
You can't do tab completion for files.
No, I wish we could. Wouldn't that be nice? So let's see if this will fail the first time or not. Yep, it says not connected. So let's just try it again. And that's because this has a rather laborious startup process. It's going to take about 5 or 10 seconds here. And maybe this is the demo effect that it's not going to work.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So normally you would just have a retry loop and it would just continue.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Connected.
Now it's thinking. Now it's talking to the thermometer to say, what kind of things can you do for me?
Why is it normally this slow? I mean, I guess normally.
Yeah, the discovery for this particular device is really slow. It's called discovery when they exchange information about what it can do.
Because like normally you pair it to your phone once and then it's like it sits in the background.
Yeah.
Okay. Temperature.
And now it's telling me the temperature in degrees Celsius, and maybe if I hold it, I can get it to warm up a little bit. It only does it in whole degrees, so it's going to take a little while. It's also pretty warm in here.
You can do it.
You can see that the battery is going down.
Bleep, 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 bleep.
That's normal. I mean, like it'll always.
Yeah, it'll take a while. Okay, so
I think it's also got a metal body, and the temperature sensor is like the whole thing has to heat up. So you have like a cup of hot or cold water, that's going to work best. But you have to sit in there for a few minutes. But it's working, like it's getting the temperature.
Yeah.
Oh, look, now it's warming up.
Now it's warming up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it. So anyway, try this out in 9.10 beta 4 of CircuitPython. Scott did nearly all the work for this. I fixed a bunch of bugs, but I was here to demonstrate it. Okay.
All right. Thanks so much, Dan.
You're welcome.
Nice preview. All right, JP, come on by and show what's going on.
Yeah, so this is a project I've been working on for a couple of weeks, and I've got it in its final form. And I also just put out a learn guide for it for other people who want to build what I've now dubbed the servo boss. Boss. You can use this to boss around your servos. So I've got a couple of headers here where I can plug in different hobby servos. I've got this kind of loose one over here. I got direct control using an encoder knob. And I've got the angles that I'm currently at showing up on the little reverse TFT Feather ESP 32S2 there that's running the whole thing. And I've also got some slightly more advanced features. I can go to saved positions by pressing the little buttons that are on the TFT. So those are just 3 sets of saved positions. I can save new positions by holding the encoder button and then pressing one of those save slots. Now that's the new position for that. And we can also animate just by holding down both of the encoder buttons. It'll run through those 3 saved positions. So these are cool for stuff like robotics and animatronics. I had a while ago threatened to do something with Sheriff Woody here. So this obviously is just him resting on there, but to be able to do a couple little movements, maybe with pulleys and filament or direct control like that. Pretty fun to be able to sort of puppeteer your servos without any code. Once you get this loaded up, you can kind of save the positions. You can see what those are on here if you do want to incorporate them in code. And you can do a lot more, right? If you want to expand this, it's in CircuitPython. So if people want to do things like run through some common pulse length min-maxes, that could be added to be able to do different types of interpolation between the movements or add continuous rotation servo. All that stuff is pretty well documented and out there. You would just need to incorporate that into this little UI of what I've got here.
All right, thanks so much, JP. We'll be playing a little bit of a video that you put together today for the opener of Ask an Engineer. You have JP's workshop tomorrow. And then you'll be taking over some of the nighttime slots in the month of August as we move Adafruit and more.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then also some show and tells.
Yeah, maybe Woody will join me and
Yeah,
Lars.
that could be your co-host.
Host that together. We won't get sued or anything.
Thanks so much, JB.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Liz, what you got going on this week?
Hey, so last week I brought by a plastic circuit board, and this week I have the actual circuit board.
Live circuit board.
So we have the Vindi.
Wait, what is this? Yeah, explain what it is.
Yeah. So we're making a drop-in board for the IKEA VINDRIKNING sensor, and we're going to call it the Vindi S2, and it has an ESP32 S2 on it, port for the PM sensor, and also an AHT20 sensor. And I have another one on my desk hooked up that's running CircuitPython. That's what the window is right there, so I can do its printing hello world, and you can see it says Adafruit Vindi, and then I can do Control D, and now we're reading temperature humidity from the onboard AHT20 sensor.
Cool.
So I'm just working to make sure everything's working software-wise with CircuitPython, Arduino, and TinyUF2. And as we move along with that, we'll get closer to having it in the shop.
Okay.
All right, thanks so much, Liz. And you'll be co-hosting some of the show and tells in July, so everybody stop by and show Liz your projects in the month of July.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're getting hardware done. It's cool. I got my
Yeah.
boards too. We're gonna put this together and hopefully get this, maybe another revision or two. But we've already got some progress going. So
Definitely,
it's definitely always a challenge making a drop-in board because it's like you're constrained by the enclosure,
Yes.
but also you want to replicate functionality. But we're getting there. I think you're feeling it out.
We're close. Yeah.
We're close. Okay, maybe another revision or two, and we'll get into the shop. All right, thanks, Liz.
Alrighty, and let's stop.
Boyan.
Boian, what you got going on?
Hello guys, quite some stuff finally I have here. Oops, let me try to grab it without everything falling apart. But I'm working on this, and here among other things are gazillions of Adafruit modules, adding them one by one to Visuino. I just added in the last couple of days this little guy you would recognize.
Yeah.
It was just added yesterday. I don't have, there was CISO, another kind of gamepad module. I don't have that one, but I added it just based on the documentation that you have. Now working on this motor driver and this motor driver, I finally had the chance to solder my expansion board. So I'm working on that today. Let me see if I can, I can try to, how to do that. Okay. Just, can you see the screen?
Not yet. It hasn't come up here yet, but I'll look for it once it does.
Select, okay, I'm trying to figure out how to select Windows screen one, allow. Okay. Can you see the screen?
Let's see. Yeah, but
Yeah.
code.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm working. I'm actually remapping the older motor driver shield first because I want to basically map them all the same way. But the way it's mapped, of course, you can add the shield. At the moment, it's under categories. At the moment, version 2 is empty placeholder until I finish the work. But once when you add the shield, you can select for the two drivers. That's a bit slow with, yeah. You can select direct control, stepper, or DC motor. Of course, you can select it this way as well. So let's say we switch to DC motor here. And then it will hopefully, yeah, it needs a few seconds to update, and then it automatically generates the code and you can upload it. Of course, it's going to generate the code once when I sort all of the compilation problems that I'm having, because as we're speaking, I was rewriting the code, but that's what's in progress. And then once this is done, the next thing in the list is a pressure sensor. This is the MPR LS that I have. And since I'm working on the see, so I probably will map this guy. I don't know. Can you see the camera also?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the cricket. Yeah, it's been sitting in the queue for maybe a year or two, but now I'm doing a blitz to go through as many of the modules from the Adafruit specific queue as I can go. He'll still have like 20, 30. So here is the list. I'm basically going through the list and marking one by one what's been mapped and what hasn't been mapped. So yeah, it's a fair list. So that's what I have been doing in the last few days.
Yeah.
Aside from mapping all kinds of robots and stuff like that. Of course.
Yeah.
All right, that's really neat.
Never boring.
And the folks in Discord, they posted up. If you want to check this out, it's Visuino, Visuino.com.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, I hope one day, guys, we can work a little bit closer together, and maybe you can help me test some of the modules, because I'm trying to buy as many of your modules and stuff like that.
Yeah, we can work something.
As everybody else.
Post in Discord, and people, I think the people in the community will also, you know, it's like there's so much time that I have. I'm already, you know, I'm a kid. I'm
I know.
In the Discord, and there'll be folks that can help test out the modules with you.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I can add a lot of modules that I don't have.
Yeah.
And now, of course, if you can donate me a couple of modules here and there to help me with the development, that'd be fine. But if not, I can map a lot of modules purely based on the documentation. And you guys have fantastic documentation. You have schematics, you have data sheets even, and everything, so I can dig into everything. But testing the module is something, if I don't have it, I just don't.
No, you physically have to have it. Okay, we can also send you some hardware if
we can work some out.
That'd be fantastic.
Okay, great.
Alrighty, well, thanks for
guys.
coming by, and keep coming by as you get some more modules done.
Okay,
Absolutely.
bye.
All right, that's our show and tell this week. Thank you so much, everybody. This is our favorite 20 minutes or so every single week. For the month of July, you'll have some Adafruit team members hosting the show and tell. We do that. We're going to be in the middle of some moves and more, so the teams are going to be able to handle the night shift, which is East Coast time right now. So special thanks to Liz and JP and Noah and Pedro and Melissa in advance, who are going to be hosting show and tells and more. We'll see everybody very soon, and we'll see some of you in a few minutes on Ask an Engineer.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming by.